just simply zoom out on a Bitcoin chart. There's so much to be bullish about right now with crypto. The Bitcoin zoomed out chart is the roadmap to all of crypto. Even if you only own altcoins, this is the roadmap right here. Where we are right now and what we just survived in the bear market is exactly what happened in the previous cycles in the bear markets. This takes 4 years to kind of come to this place where we are right now, right around the Bitcoin halving. And what happens after the Bitcoin halving? We have these bull cycles that take place. And we are so close. We are essentially weeks away. Now, with that bullishness, there's a lot happening in crypto right now. And there's some underlying caution that I want to talk about on the daily chart. You can see Bitcoin on the daily chart right here. I want to zoom in a little bit and talk about a little bit of caution, but this is the move. We are at this multi-cycle, we wait 4 years, historic moment. That's clickbaity. I get it. It's clickbaity, but it is what it is. This is historic moment. In terms of somebody that covers crypto almost every day, doing videos every day, waiting for this moment right here on the daily. And it's a historic moment. And that doesn't mean it's in this second, in this hour, but this move, the move that Bitcoin is in right now, it is incredibly crucial. Bitcoin making a little bit of a breakout out of a pattern we just talked about. Altcoins, something special happening on the zoomed out altcoin charts. I wanted to just give some general perspective in terms of what is taking place here, because I really think visualizing the zoomed out, this is Cardano. We can go over here. I also want to look at Ethereum zoomed out. We get a lot of context into what is getting ready to happen on these charts as we start zooming out on these altcoins. So hit the subscribe, hit the like. We're going to dive into all of this in this video, and let's just jump into it. Start with Bitcoin. It is no question how bullish things are for crypto right now. This is the headlines this cycle around. We talk about we wait 4 years for these moments. And so not only from a technical analysis perspective is this bullish, the moment that we're in, but we have headlines like this. Spot Bitcoin ETF traded over $1 billion in volume today. That's where we're at. Breaking, this is crazy. Fidelity now allocates 1% to spot Bitcoin in their all-in-one conservative ETF. Do you ever think you were going to see Bitcoin and conservative and Fidelity in the same post? And look at cryptocurrencies, 1% amongst the group, US equities, international equities, global equities, money market, cash out, other assets. Bitcoin just hanging out in this ETF. It's crazy. That's the headline on the zoomed out where we are in the cycle. But that's not just the headline in general. It's right around Bitcoin halving. So that's the zoomed out. This is where we are, right? And we know that we've come to the bull market doors, this green area. I talk about it all the time. We tested it. We've gotten rejected. It's such a similar move to the rejection that we had in previous cycles. This is what it looked like back here in the last cycle. You go to the previous cycle. This is what it looked like back there. And we retrace into key moving averages. Now, what I want to do is I want to bring into play a little caution and track the short-term move. But the caution is really based off of the last cycle, the rejection off the 618 bull market doors. Notice it was it was way further away from the Bitcoin halving than we are now. This time around, we're very close to the Bitcoin halving. So it was a different part of the cycle. And that could be bullish right now. But rejection here, and you can see Bitcoin pulled back into the bull market doors it didn't touch the bull market doors, but it did get a lower high. This could be the move that's setting up right now, a little bit of a fake out. And this is what I'm watching so much on the short term. And that's why it's a historic moment, because if Bitcoin manages on the short term to get the breakout to the 618 and test those doors again, that alone is huge prior to the Bitcoin halving. And if it breaks above, and if we get a weekly candle close above the 618 bull market doors around 48,000, it's insane. It is incredibly bullish. And that's why this daily chart is a historic moment. The other day I talked about an inverse head and shoulders on the 4 hour. You can see it there here on the daily. This is what it looks like. But the neckline essentially broken. The neckline area is around $43,600 to $44,000. You can see that area of resistance. Interestingly enough, Bitcoin kind of has seen this general range of resistance in that area. And we even had a little bit of a swing high, a little bit of resistance in the general area just above 44,000. So Bitcoin did break out of this neckline of the inverse head and shoulders, but we're at this general range of resistance that you can just kind of see Bitcoin has struggled with. It's really contended with this. So in the short term, I'm watching to see if Bitcoin can start actually escaping that general area. And it really is around $44,000 to $45,000. Bitcoin's making its way. right now as I do this video. So I'm going to be so curious to see what happens tonight, overnight even. And beyond that, now that Bitcoin has broken out of the inverse head and shoulders, what's going to happen? And remember, the target is at the 618 bull market doors. But what's going to happen if Bitcoin starts falling? We have the inverse head and shoulders neckline. Always want to analyze that for a retracement. Even if Bitcoin goes up a little bit, hits 46, and then starts retracing, that's not the end of the run, potentially. It could just retrace to the neckline, 43,600 or so, and then continue, right? Again, that's why these charts, they take some time to play out. This is a daily. But if it retraces to the neckline, I'd be watching neckline support in that general area, but also the 50-day moving average around 43. If that starts to give up support, then we really need to start talking about, man, we might really be getting a little bit of a lower high fake out, right? So swing high and then lower high and then continuing to our key moving average area. The range really is 20-week moving average, right around 30, just call it 39,000 at this point. The 50-week moving average around 32,000. And just notice how these move up. This range is moving up, but that general area is just an area that Bitcoin has retraced in previous cycles at this moment. But the short term is showing this story play out. And it's exciting because Bitcoin right now, it's not far away. Just to give you an idea, Bitcoin making a move to that 618 bull market door is only 8 to 9% away. And I can't stress this enough. Everything I'm talking about with Bitcoin, this short-term move potentially that could happen, this pop to the upside. Guess what? If it happens, that is incredibly bullish for altcoins. I would say more bullish for altcoins, especially as altcoins have consolidated. We go look at something like ADA. ADA has consolidated now for quite some time. You can even see in terms of retracement off of its own swing high, ADA currently down around 23%. At one point was down around 32%. It's been a 32% consolidation. And there's room still to the downside. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on the downside, but those moving averages, that's a 35% move to the 20 at 43 cents. And the 50 moving average around 36 cents is 45% total dip. But again, I want to give some zoomed out perspective here. The move that we're in, you all know, I talk about it nonstop. This technical move, very similar to the technical move post-halving. But what I wanted to point out, and we're going to look at Ethereum, and I'll probably look at AVAX as well, is and this is me, I want to start thinking about this across many different altcoins. I think it's something worthwhile as we get ready to enter this parabolic bull. Speculatively, I can't talk about it like it's definitely going to happen because we have no idea what's going to happen, right? We want it to happen. Historically, it's happened. If it consistently, the charts play out again, it'll happen. But black swan events, anything, something could go wrong, right? But ADA is 500% away from all-time highs. That says something. Last cycle around, we have something like ADA at this similar technical move was around, let's just call it at this moment after retracing, 10 cents. Right? The goal, and I don't know if you remember or not, but it's just like, remember ADA just below $1? It was always just like, man, is ADA going to hit $1 again? It was up here. It was around $1. Well, the goal then at 10 cents, it's like, all right, is ADA really going to put in 1,000% gains? Now we're in a similar situation, and it did, right? It did. And then it actually went higher and ended up putting in 2,700% gains from that moment. Now, if we go and we look at ADA right now, similar technical area, around 50 cents this time around, we look at all-time high, $3 or so. We're looking at, 500% gains, right? Right around 500% gains. And if it continues to soar, you see, let's just speculatively, okay? This isn't a price prediction. Let's just say $7, that's 1,300%. $8, that's 1,500%. If it hits $350 billion market cap, still way less than Ethereum last cycle, $10, that's 1,800% gains. That's ridiculous gains, by the way, but look at the diminishing returns across cycles. And this is something to note as we're looking at other altcoins. Ethereum is a very similar type of deal. Not as much gains, right? To all-time high, Ethereum's only like, what is Ethereum? From where it is right now, Ethereum is around 90-some% away from all-time high. Diminishing returns for these blue chips. Ethereum's been around longer. You can see how the gains on ADA are more powerful, potentially in play. Ethereum goes to, let's say, 10,000. We're looking at total of from where it is right now, 300% gains. Say it goes crazy bullish, 15,000. Then we're looking at 500% gains. So diminishing returns, different perspectives on these altcoins. But you go to something like AVAX and Solana, and even Polkadot, and it's kind of like, you know what? This gets a little bit more difficult because, I mean, look at a Polkadot chart. I just randomly brought it up, but look at it. So right now we are 600% gains, really nice, but no real data in terms of previous cycles, right? And so when we're looking at altcoins like that, it's definitely worthwhile to see how far away from all-time high is it, but also in terms of where will all-time high potentially be, we really needed to start dissecting market cap and things that we do for altcoins like ADA. And those could be good videos to do separately, maybe an AVAX video about what that will look like. And if we look at an AVAX chart, you can get a sense. AVAX right now just had a massive breakout, looking really healthy. And you can see from all-time highs, AVAX around 300% gains, right? So, and part of that is due to the explosive move that AVAX has already had out of the low from down there in the 8s, right? It's already been up almost 500%. So you can just get a taste of how different each altcoin is operating. And I think by studying the macro charts and again, the ADA charts, the Ethereum charts, they really help because we have historical data in terms of what happened around halvings, right? And especially even Ethereum, because Ethereum has even more data than something like Cardano, right? But you can just see how visualizing the macro will really help kind of create a game plan for the altcoin side of things. And as we watch Bitcoin on these charts right now, the roadmap for crypto, there's no better way to kind of plan the next cycle, I would say, as we zoom out on the Bitcoin roadmap chart. There's no better way to plan altcoin plays and altcoin approaches and even taking profits and what that might look like than zooming out on all of these charts and understanding historical context and getting a sense of how much upside really is there in terms of the next parabolic bull that is getting ready to happen. But again, everything I'm talking about and when this trigger happens, when this really takes off, has a lot to do with what's happening on the short-term chart right here, on the daily. And you can just see even right now, as I do the video, a little bit of resistance in this general range. We've been here before. Bitcoin moving up real nice back here even in December, right? Check this out. December daily chart exploding right to this general range. And you can just see this general area of resistance for Bitcoin. It is there right now. What happens even tonight? I'd be very curious to see. Everybody, I appreciate you cruising through. I appreciate you watching. Hit the subscribe, hit the like. I'll see you in the next video. God bless.